Today is May 28th. The Yankees are on the West Coast. We're on the East Coast. We're talking with Boone. We're doing sharp stats. We're chatting about the Yanks. Let's do it. Talking Yanks with old Jake.
Jahmai and Jake.
Jahmai and Jake.
Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old Jahmai. Jahmai and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old Jahmai. Jahmai and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing behind the ones and twos. And what's that? Father's Day is coming up.
Oh, what?
You need to buy a gift for your dad? And he likes baseball? Well, guess what? Over at shop.johnboymedia.com, you can find our brand new Father's Day line. We've got tees, and we've obviously got dad hats with special dad designs for a whole bunch of teams. So head to our store at shop.johnboymedia.com and get your Father's Day shopping done right now. Thank you very much to your dad.
We're doing our event on Father's Day, too. So
Also doing our event on Father's
either
Day.
get a shirt or come to event. No middle area.
Get the shirt,
Tickets to
wear it
that
to the
event,
event.
also available shop.johnboymedia.com, as I understand it.
Give your dad the package. He opens it up. This is a nice shirt. Dad, unfold the shirt, unfolds it, tickets inside to the Talkin' Yanks
Is that
event.
your dream gift, or did you do that once for something? Because there's been a couple times you've laid that out.
I don't know. That just feels like a classic thing.
Right.
You
like
hide
gifts and
If
gifts.
you're giving someone a piece of paper, you have to give them something else
Right.
because otherwise you're just handing them a piece of paper, like
Right.
tickets to a concert or something. I think that's probably common. Like, here's a shirt to wear because you're going to see him live.
Right.
I think that's from movies and stuff or just life. I think that's normal.
It's like a thing, but I think it's kind of not.
I think there was a bunch of Super Bowl viral videos where,
Right. Here's a jersey, and
or
we're going to the game.
yeah, it was like a dad who cried because he got a Steelers jersey. There was a very viral one.
That's a popular thing.
Yeah.
Like, here's
And-
a
and,
jersey of the team you like, and you're going to see them.
Yes,
I think
yeah.
that's...
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Easy,
Yeah.
like
This is a
Christmas
little-
time gift, too. Like Super Bowl playoffs. Usually go
Yeah.
on there.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
All right, Jake's going to chug this bottle of bourbon, and then we're going to talk to Boone.
Go.
No, we're just going to get right in the Boone, right?
Boom.
All right, welcome back to Bantering with Boone, presented to you by Beatbox. Boonie's coming to us from California, where it's nice and is it beautiful weather? It was cold, actually, they were saying.
Like highs in the upper 60s, like that, marine layer, burnt fog. I love it.
Is that a sun shirt? I know Jim found sun shirts a couple years ago and fell in love with them. Do you know what a sun shirt is?
No.
I think it's that light, that wickering, non-sweating material. I think you guys wear them in spring training a lot. They're nice.
Okay.
It's nice clothes. The trip started off pretty well, Boone. Everyone's hitting home runs like crazy. Was that one of the more fun innings you've watched as a manager?
Yeah. That inning was something else. You get those kind of moments or things that happen every now and then in a regular season game that make you kind of go, wow, that's pretty cool right there. And, to have that kind of an inning where, we're in a stretch too, where we're facing a lot of really good pitching. And we're facing Darvish, who's got, an innings, a scoreless inning streak coming in over 20 innings. And to roll off that kind of inning, with our three big boys, like each one, the next one saying kind of hold my beer was pretty awesome, so yeah, it's one of those where you're sitting there talking on the bench and you're like, that was pretty cool right there.
I was just going to say, is there a head turn to awesomeness? Like, I mean, after Judge homers, there's probably a head turn to awesomeness, but after Stanton homers, then is it like...
Yeah. Yes. And the Stanton one, and you kind of go back and you watch the reactions in the dugout. It's like, wow, is this really happening? And, in the sandwiched in it all is Doogie hitting one off the middle of the wall to left field. So just a pretty remarkable little 5-minute stretch there, or 3-minute stretch, whatever it was.
Well, we saw Verdugo give Soto some shit when Soto hit 2, but Verdugo hit 1 farther at the stadium. So I was wondering if there was going to be a shot of, some guys going at Verdugo like, come on, man, we're doing home runs, not doubles. Actually, it was a single. It was a single for Verdugo.
Yeah, sometimes I tell Doogie, I just say, hey, when, Stanton comes up after him and hits one a mile up, I'll say, don't let Big G show you up like that. And you can always just tell him, say, hey, I'm still hitting 4th.
Not bad. Well, speaking of the batting order, we asked you about DJ's return and Volpe last time we talked to you. You did say to the beat reporters that Volpe would stay at leadoff. That continues to be true, I'm guessing?
Yes, I'm leading him off today.
So I want to just know what goes into that decision with the lineup, with where DJ will hit, and then what's the conversation, if there is any, with DJ about the process and where he will be and what's going through your head.
Yeah, I already talked to DJ about this. I actually talked with him yesterday and DJ doesn't care where he hits. DJ's, I think, just excited to be back and, knows what he's been watching here as far as, the start that the guys are off to and how well they're playing. I think he just wants to come and be a part of it and fit in with it. And, I know wherever he is in the lineup, he's going to bring that awesome at bat with him. And, but I did tell him I'm not going to move Volpe right now. And he's totally on board with that.
And then do you have to chat with Glaber as well? I feel like could be affected. I don't know what you're thinking. It seemingly seems the two of them, DJ and Glaber, for the 7-8 hole.
Glaber's already been hitting in that 7 hole, so I'm going to keep him there. And, I may play with it a little bit, but I'm going to have DJ in the 9 hole just because, I just value that spot so much, and his ability to get on base, I just feel like can be really valuable.
So that's it. I wouldn't even have guessed that would happen.
Can we tell you something, Boone? That's sick.
What's that?
That's sick, man.
It's a nice lineup.
Yeah, it is. That's a very deep lineup when you have, Glaber and DJ in your last 3, and with Wells and Trevi in there, and these guys are humming.
And it's even more impressive to me, the clubhouse culture and the guy that you say DJ doesn't care, because some guys bat in 9th. That's, we had Torrey put A-Rod 8th at that one point, and it was one of the biggest talking points, and it fractured their relationship, according to Torrey. I think he wrote about it in his book a little bit, and it was a big deal. So it's pretty cool to have the culture that you guys have right now, that DJ's back, he's batting 9th, and everyone's saying, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think DJ's just excited to be back and knows that he can be, a really important piece to what has a chance to be a really deep lineup moving forward.
Should we just round out one of the original segments of the show was Guess That Lineup?
Okay.
We just fill in, Volpe, Soto, Judge, Doogie, Stanton, Rizzo, Glaber, Wells, DJ?
Yeah, that's today.
Boone!
Wow.
Let's go Yanks!
Does this feel like the second chapter in a way to the lineup, having DJ come back? Because if, DJ's looking like DJ and rolling, and these are the guys, then it does feel like this is, a second stage to the team if this is the lineup and it's set. I know there's a lot of changes, but it is exciting. It's like adding another gear to what's already been an awesome season.
Yeah, look, it does make you, and fortunately they've done such a good job already, but it does make you feel like it has a chance to really complete a really deep and special lineup. So just excited to get DJ back and know how hard he's worked and, how long it's taken since, being in a really good spot. I felt like when he fouled that ball off his foot. So to have him back now and, plus to have the consistency of his glove that he brings every day. It's exciting.
What is the the expectations or the limitations. I don't know if those are the correct words, but when you're watching DJ go out there, obviously there's going to be a little buffer period. You know, it's just getting his feet wet and getting back into the swing of things. Is there anything you're honing in on when you watch and you want to see DJ be DJ? Is it, I mean,
the biggest thing will be recovery, how's he feeling the day after playing a couple in a row, or, how's he responding to them? Kind of, does he have his legs? Is he moving? Those are the kind of things I'm looking for, and, wanting feedback from him and strength and conditioning and the trainers, just how he's doing that. So that's the biggest thing I'm watching for. But I know right now he's been in a good spot here for the last probably few weeks building up to this point. So now it's just about getting the volume and the endurance.
On the other side of it, Oswaldo a little bit of the odd man out who done yeoman's work at third base so far. Like, do you even have to talk to him? Like, do you have to say, hey, we need you a little more locked in for a bench role? You might be defensive subbing more, or do you not even have to have that conversation because everyone kind of knows?
Yeah, Oswaldo's such a pro. Like, he's so like, he loves the team and loves to prepare, and he'll be ready for anything. He'll play some, I'll probably give DJ that first day in San Francisco off. So that's him. I might sit Riz against one of the lefties. So that's a day where I slide DJ over to first. There's little moving parts here that get him in there and make him a part of it. And, at some point Volpe probably has a day at some point. Glaber has a day. So there's spots where you can fill in. And then, the added value that Oswaldo brings of being able to play the outfield, kind of comes into play too a little bit, because obviously the need's been at third base and he's done a great job over there. So his versatility now, starts to be a big asset for him and for us.
When you look at tonight's matchup with Griffin Canning, I've got some exciting news for you.
What do you got?
You sound like you don't want it.
All I know, I remember Griffin Canning last year pitching really well against us, kind of shutting us down in Anaheim.
Yeah, but maybe you didn't have the right approach. That's why I'm helping you out here.
All right.
He's got the worst slugging on first pitch of the at-bats. Do you know which team this season has the best slugging on first pitch of the at-bats?
Us?
Yeah, by a lot. You guys, when that guy Soto, when he decides to swing first pitch, same with Judge, Stanton, and they get theirs, it's pretty damaging. So, also lefties kind of have been beating up Canning. The splits aren't there for him. But yeah, I mean, just tell Judge, hey, let's swing first pitch. I think we're off to a great start. Also, first time through, tough. He's got the most home runs first time through.
Us?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
right.
Every single home run stat you guys lead in, any way you dice it up, it's been pretty incredible. But he has, Griffin Canning has been having a great year. So I'm not trying to knock him in that way. Just some of those splits favor the Yanks.
I just remember facing him here last year. And obviously it was a time when we were beat up and not playing real well. And he kind of shut us down. But it was really my first time seeing him in person, I feel like. And his stuff was pretty electric that day.
I've got a little bit of an odd one for you. We look at the roster and we play the game and, this guy's rehabbing, this guy's coming back. It's become very apparent that Jahmai Jones is loved on the team. He's at the end of the homer line when he hit his homer, everyone's going nuts. And we're doing the math and we keep saying the phrase baseball figures itself out. And unfortunately Birdie goes down and thank God it's not as bad as it looked. You don't see that on a baseball field a lot. But I don't know, is on the plane or anything after that, is there anything Jahmai, you're staying? Because there's another world where he might not have been.
I don't know about that. I mean, bottom line is he has been an important part of of our clubhouse and the camaraderie and the closeness that exists with this group. He's very much a part of that. The couple times I've gotten him in there, he's done a nice job. Like, I mean, I feel a little bad that I haven't been able to get him in there more. There's probably a start for him against a lefty at some point. We haven't seen any lefties in forever. I think going back to the Tampa series when he started, I don't know that we've seen a lefty since then.
You haven't, no.
Which is kind of a remarkable stretch too. So, he's just been a really good teammate, and he's accepted and handled the role that's not easy when you're not playing very much at all. Took advantage of one really big opportunity he got, was a key figure in a victory and down in Tampa. But he's just been somebody that brings a lot of energy to the clubhouse every day. And, in a long season, I think it's important that you have energy givers, not energy suckers. And that can look a lot of different ways. And it's really critical, I think, that your bench players bring an energy to the ballpark every day. And Jahmai has certainly done that, and has probably deserved more opportunities than he's got. So, but his attitude and just the person that he has been infectious every day, and he's ready for any and all opportunities.
Yeah, 2 lefties coming up after Canning too. So that is an odd stretch that you mentioned. Any fun interaction with your old ex-players in San Diego? You got, obviously Higgy, King, Wader.
Yeah, I saw Higgy. I talked to him for kind of quick, little just 90-second, 2-minute catch up one day before a game, just checking in where he lived. I got to talk to King I talked to him for about 5 minutes or so. I saw his mom and dad, talked to them for a few minutes. I didn't get to see Wandy, which bummed me out. Somebody had him on speakerphone in the locker room before the game, and I jumped on with a comment. I told him I was going to make him put the rosin on the back of the mound if he comes in against us. And then I saw Tyler Wade. I saw him right before their BP one day. Saw him for about a minute or two, talked to him. Did not get to see Johnny Brito. So I guess I saw most of them or had at least some kind of interaction with them.
It's cool. It was a lot of guys I really enjoyed rooting for that moved over. So I'd seen them all as, it was King and Wade and Wandy, and I was like, oh man, that's whole crew.
Yeah. And
they looked a little sad, but Yanks were winning. Nah, just joking. Big news in Major League Baseball: Angel Hernandez is retiring. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, wow. I guess a little just caught off guard by the timing of it, and that it's going to be fairly immediate here through it's this weekend, right?
I think he's done. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. He's honestly, I think sometimes he's unfairly the poster child of, or the face of, bad umpiring or whatever it may be. To me, there's worse umpires out there, and I feel like there's some things that are a little unfairly attributed to him. He's earned a lot of it and whatever, but at the end of the day, he's a really good dude, and certainly wish him the best. But he's kind of the face sometimes of at times even unfair, things that have, probably been said about him, and it's not always fair. And he's always handled everything with a lot of grace, and he's a really nice guy.
Who did you say were the worst umpires than him again?
I'm not going to get into that. I think the one thing I tell people a lot is, like, umpiring now is way better than the narrative. Like, most of the guys, especially a lot of the new guys coming up, are really good umpires. It's a handful of guys that kind of get the biggest headlines, and it misses out on a lot of the really good ones that we have in the game now. So
yeah, I always equate it to driver's license. Like, at some point you should have to be checked in on and renewed. My grandma could legally drive. She was legally blind. That's
Right.
crazy. So
Right.
there's kind of some checks and balances as you get older. Do you still have the eyesight for that?
yeah, it's a great point.
Thank you.
Some quick, a couple quick. This is just a stat line. In the last 5 starts, 30.2 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts, a 0.59 ERA for Luis Gil. Do you tell like Matt Blake and Garrett Cole you don't need to even talk to him anymore? Like, how deep do you dig with this? This is insane.
Yeah, I mean, wow, he's been great. He's pitched like an ace, and I think the fun part is seeing him just soak everything up, and I just love how much he's matured over the last couple of years to where he's turning into just a really good professional. Like his work in the weight room and in between starts, physically getting ready, but then also soaking in, where he can get better, and they review their starts with Matt and the pitching guys, and to see him just kind of be a sponge for all that, and taking obviously there's been a lot of good, but there's been some bumps and some outings too that I feel like he has leaned into and grown from. And he's taken advice from, our pitching group, from Garrett, the close-knit nature of our starting pitchers right now has served him well, but he's just done a great job with being a really good pro and how to prepare and how to make sure he's ready to go. And the results speak for themselves.
Been fun. Hey, we have a trivia for you, but before we do that, I just got to let you know the stat about first pitch is insane. Yeah. And I think there's more to it than this. I think this has to be, I don't know who's in charge of scouting or game planning, but I want to give credit to someone more than just the hitters, because these numbers are incredible. So every single Yankee batter that has had an at bat where they swung at the first pitch or they put the first pitch in play, that's how the stat works. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 batters have had 15 or more such at bats, first pitch. Okay. Everyone besides Glaber, he's the only one with bad stats, has an OPS in the ones, a 1 dot OPS, a batting average 400 or above. That's incredible. Is that scouting? Is that knowing which pitchers you can attack?
What's league average? I would imagine when you put the first ball in play, it's a lot higher than.
League average is a 328 batting average and an 886 OPS. And I'm saying that,
four and over 1,000.
You guys have, everyone is above league average besides Glaber and Trevino.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 batters that are not only above league average, they're 1 dotting when league average is 886.
It's good stuff. I mean, our hitters have done a great job. I mean, they're the hitting culture and togetherness and the communication they have with one another in game, but before the game. J-Rose doing an amazing job of, developing a really strong room and culture and dialogue, and preparation's been excellent. So, and these guys are going out and doing their thing. It's fun to witness.
J-Rose stealing that.
Yeah. Yogo.
Before we get to the Beatbox Boone trivia, was there any players off day you were jealous of? You meant it's Memorial Day Monday. You're outside of LA. Do you know anyone that had a plan that you're like, ooh, that's a good one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Stan probably.
Stan,
Feel like he does good stuff.
Stan knows a good time. And he's home
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I know. I mean, I have an idea what a fair amount of guys did and some dinner plans and things like that, but
Some
I
golf?
don't know. No, I did not.
Okay.
I had breakfast with family, a little workout in right here, walked around the area a little bit and had a good show meal, one of my favorite places. So
Like that.
All right. Well, we have trivia for you presented by Beatbox. Beatbox is the perfect pairing for a Yanks game. Do yourself a favor and hit the link in the description to find Beatbox near you. Not you, but everyone listening can do that. You can do it too, Boone. Aaron Judge has hit 13 home runs in his last 28 games. What's the most home runs you ever hit in a 28-game span? And do you remember when it was?
was it July?
No. It was not. It was April, late April to late May.
Wow. I would say 2002.
Close. I'll give you a hint. There was a 3-homer game in this stretch.
Oh.
Looks like 3 solo shots.
Then that's got to be maybe 2000.
2003. April 20th.
Oh, against the Cardinals. Okay. Now I remember that stretch. I don't know. 9?
11.
11.
In that 4-game series against the Cardinals, you hit 5 homers.
Yeah, I think I had 3 one day and walked them off another day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a nice stretch.
I was hot and cold though, man.
And we had to make it a 28-game stretch, but really it was 11 homers in 26 games if you bookend it by homer. So not bad.
Wow. Not bad.
You got in the cage the other day. Is that just a craving that day? You wake up feeling good and you want to swing a couple?
No. So the only time I jump in is like sometimes if we have like a smaller group and say a third or a fourth guy isn't out yet, like 2 of the guys are there, the first group ended and they're starting. So I'll just kind of to give them a little blow if there's only a couple guys hitting until somebody's maybe still working in the cage or whatever, the third or fourth member of a group. So if we're a little short to start, I'll jump in and whack a few.
Okay.
Alrighty. All right. Well, enjoy the Angels.
Keep winning.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Booney.
Thanks, guys.
That was Booney. We bantered with him. He's in California. Looked like a nice day. And we got the whole lineup.
We got the whole lineup, Jim.
I didn't think DJ was going to slide down to 9th.
No, but
I like it.
Once you get over the hump of 8th,
Yeah.
that's how you get to 9th.
Yeah.
But also, if DJ is willing to do that, which when you take that next step back, you're like, DJ really doesn't care. DJ doesn't see 7th or 9th in the lineup and care. And you know who probably does a little bit? Glaber.
Well, one guy is playing for a contract, and the other guy, DJ's riding out this contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think he's eyeing another big one. So,
and if there's ever been like a specific week that he doesn't care, he just had one rehab attempt that went bad. He's just getting back.
I appreciate it. I just, and I asked him, a lot of egos get involved sometimes. That batting 9th has a stigma to it. And I thought maybe they would slide the catchers there, but Boone likes having someone in the 9 hole that can turn the lineup over. I do wonder what the thought process is on DJ. DJ's ultra competitive dude. I don't think he wants to be 9-0 the whole year. So I think this is what it is now. Get your reps, let's get your feet under you and all that. But I wonder what the Yankees want it to be. I think they like Volpe there. I don't know if I like Volpe there over DJ if it slows down Volpe's ability to steal.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's going to be a fun convo, and I almost want to half apologize to the people. It was a little bit of a softball interview today. I mean, it's Memorial Day weekend. The Yanks are awesome. Every stat you brought up about homers, the Yankees are like number one. That all of these conversations are pretty great. And make sure you guys join our DraftKings Daily Fantasy League. We talked about we got the Yankees whole starting lineup. Make your lineup. A bunch of the JM creators get in the mix every Tuesday night. And at the end of each month, we give $100 in SeatGeek credit from John Boy Media. And at the end of the year, we give away 2 World Series tickets. So get in on the action. It's not too late. Sign up for tonight's contest. There's a link in the description. Check out the league. Come compete against me and BBD. I think perfect world, DJ is that incredible 400 on base DJ we've seen.
Perfect world.
Perfect.
PPW.
Volpe would be the 9 because you could have him run in front of DJ. DJ's got a great hit tool. Like, you can do some fun stuff. But I don't think the Yankees would do that to Volpe because now you're having questions about the kid who was promised moved from 1 to 9. That maybe this is it.
I'm interested. I hope DJ comes back and he looks good. That would be my big request. Offensively and defensively.
The only thing that doesn't pass, I guess, a traditional lineup sniff test right now is Verdugo. Like, he's hitting cleanup. That's not how you picture your normal cleanup hitter, but everything's worked so much that I don't know. I mean, there at some point could there be a him and Rizzo flip? Otherwise, with the balance,
their batting orders being so flipped on their head these days anyway, or like changing from your traditional batting order, it's almost hilarious. You go through Soto and Judge, 2 of the better sluggers in the league right now, and then you have Stanton, one of the best sluggers in the league, like pure slugging. But in the 4 hole, you have the least of the sluggers, and it's just a different at bat. I understand it fits lefty righty, but I also love that it breaks up the mold of what you're getting. Where if you make your pitch against Stanton, if he guesses wrong, you're going to get swing and miss. Soto and Verdugo, they're not coming at you with that at bat. So not only do you have balance in lefty and righty, and some pitchers use different arsenals to the righty and the lefty. So say if you're a righty pitcher and your slider's not great that day, but your changeup is. Okay, well, then you're going to be happier against lefties probably than righties. But you're not going to be able to get in a groove because righty-lefty. That's the basics of balance. But also, if you're facing guys that are going to fight and battle you, and then a guy who's going to just try to outright attack mistakes and then fight and battle, like they're getting balance in so many different ways with the Volpe, Soto, Judge, Verdugo, Stanton 1 through 5.
right?
That it's odd Verdugo being 4 hole and it doesn't fit your traditional cleanup hitter, but I kind of love it. And
Doesn't fit traditional. The biggest thing is it's working. So yeah, I mean, it'll be funny to see the hot and cold stretches as the season goes on. Like Paul O'Neill's been beating the drum with, in a good lineup, you just need 3 people hot at the same time. But I don't know, when guys do get warm or cold, how much will you really shuffle them? Because, will they move Stanton down to 7 if DJ starts going nuts, and then a little Verdugo DJ 4-5 hole? That's kind of some hell for a pitcher. And then Stanton's 283 on OBP, but is 500 slugging. So there's a couple options, and I think maybe for next time, well, we'll take them as they come for next time with Boone, just to see how quick or how slow will he be willing to do lineup changes. Because you've also begged for a consistent lineup. So
it's so fun to look at right now. Like the top 5 have been in there. Stan gets a couple days off here and there, but other than that,
where would you put Willie Calhoun in this lineup?
Well, Willie can bang, so probably 4. Go back to his roots.
Verdugo light.
We'll see Willie tonight.
Halo's Willie tonight?
I guess I don't know for sure he'll be in the lineup, but he's been hit. Been literally asked to hit. I don't know how the results have been.
He could bang. I'm trying to look at Glaber's. Maybe this is a convo we flip over to later or something. I don't know. But Glaber's got a chance. I'm actually trying to see what does Glaber have to do in the next 4 games to make his month of May numbers look good. That's the situation I'm trying to figure out for him. Because his last 14 games are just straight up good. 289 batting average, 872 OPS.
Okay.
But if you go back to May 1st, it's 238 batting average, 737 OPS, which the slugging helps him get to like an OPS that's pretty league average for the month of May. But if he
has a big last 4 games of May, it can be a straight up good month.
Yes. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, he's just don't limp in because OPSs are still down this year, that he's having like a 10% above league average month.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think from there you would just play it as like a crescendo. Like, okay, so you went from 550 to 737. Let's get to 850 next month. But good for him. It's been go time. Otherwise, we'd be having a lot more weird conversations.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Waldo more? Are you going to do this? And Glaber's.
Yeah, he gets into that mix pretty quickly if he goes back to struggle.
I think in Sharp Stats, we're hearing a little bit more about Glaber's up the middle partner.
Ooh.
And it's brought to you by Fubo. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody say Fubo.
Fubo.
Oh, God.
Fubo.
Hey, Yankee fans. You've been looking for a way to stream live games this season. We have big news for you. Fubo has added the Yes Network. Well, hey, we know them. That means if you live in the New York City area, you can now watch your beloved, that's not in there, I added it, New York Yankees, live anywhere from any device without cable TV. Bang. And you could watch Yes Network's other programs like Talkin Yanks postgame.
Ooh.
Huh. How nice
cool.
would that be? This is only available in the local NYC market. Visit FuboTV.com/Jahmai to see if Yes Network is available in your area to claim your exclusive 14-day free trial. There's a link. Katie.
Hey guys, it's the Queen of Stats. I hope you all had a great Memorial Day holiday weekend. But now it's back to baseball. And this week we're going to talk about Anthony Volpe and the tremendous improvement that he's shown this year compared to last year on the offensive side. So entering Monday, and this is per Fangraphs, among the 220 players with at least 400 plate appearances last year and 200 plate appearances this year, he has the second biggest increase in batting average, the fourth biggest increase in on-base percentage, and the sixth biggest increase in OPS. Now, there's a lot of things probably that have contributed to this improvement, but I just want to focus on a couple that I think are kind of the biggest factors here. So first of all, he's not really making better contact or chasing less or better, not necessarily in that sense of plate discipline, but what he is doing is he's making a lot more contact, which is leading to better results overall. So in that group that I mentioned above, he has actually the fifth biggest increase in contact percentage, which includes both, top 10 increases in contact on pitches, both inside and outside the strike zone. And as a result, he's got the sixth biggest decline in strikeout rate. And what I think is really fueling that is that he has basically flipped his two-strike approach. Last year, his OPS in two-strike counts was 50% worse than league average. This year, it's actually 20% better than league average. And the second thing that I really want to focus on is, kind of the quality of the contact. So he's not actually hitting the ball harder. His hard hit rate and his average exit velocity have actually declined slightly. But what he's doing is he's hitting the ball smarter. So last year, as we know, he was very pull happy and fly ball happy. It seemed like he was swinging for the fences every at bat. But this year, what he's done is he's increased his ground ball rate to nearly 50%. It was the fifth biggest increase in ground ball rate from that 220 players I mentioned before. He's decreased his fly ball percentage, and instead he's taking advantage of his speed to get on base. So his infield hit rate has tripled, and his batting average on ground balls has nearly doubled from 159 last year to 316 this year. And similarly, his pull and opposite rates now, which were way out of whack last year, they're nearly identical. And 43% of his batted balls this year are going up the middle, where they're more likely to turn into hits. So there's a couple things that I wanted to highlight about the tremendous improvement that Anthony Volpe has shown from last year to this year.
Queen of stats. I was reading a lot of the swing path stuff about Volpe, and a lot of it was saying like it hadn't changed that much from last year to this year. Like the type of swing, the 2-strike approach, but the numbers are showing a little bit different. That ground ball percentage is nice. I know Boone says he's not a burner, but when you're fast, when you're quick, you can cause mistakes. More things have to happen on ground balls than fly balls to get out.
Last year, I'd say once a game, Volpe would swing so hard his helmet would come off. Have we seen that?
His helmet comes off when he runs still, but
Yeah, when he runs.
I don't know if
That's cool.
I don't know if we've seen a helmet come off swing.
It used to happen once a game.
Yeah.
Him and Higgy. And Higgy, you were like,
Higgy.
knock
Higgy
yourself
liked
out,
it.
dude. Volpe was swinging too big. Like, I think the swing path stuff, the swing isn't all that different, but it's more in control.
Yeah.
And it's very much, if there's a fastball away, just go with it.
And that seems to be what we got.
And even the ground ball stats are pretty, all of them are good, which is good. But I guess I was trying to put that in like our baseball terms. And I just feel like if you're swinging for home runs, you get a lot of those weak ground balls.
Yeah. Dribblers at you top.
Where he's trying to hit line drives. And
hard hit ground
those
balls.
are hard hit ground balls that are finding holes.
Yep. So making more contact rather than better contact quality. And that's the contact tool, right? Like that's Judge's swing path is so good that if he misses the homer contact, he's going to make single contact.
Right.
Or he's going to block it down the line. 5th biggest increase percent in contact percentage. That's awesome. Top 10 increases on pitches both sides, inside and outside of the zone. Also seems like that should be a skill set. Like if you're a contact hitter, you protect both sides of the plate. 6th biggest decline in strikeout rate. This is awesome stuff. It's exactly what we wanted. It's every ask.
That's why it was the episode I missed where Joseph Solano, a.k.a. internet moniker Joe's McFly, filled in. Volpe got his hands on an inside fastball that was like 95 or 96, turned on it and hit it out. And I tweeted out, I was like, whoa, like this is what can make Volpe special. And it was funny because I had some people that, are national baseball fans, not nationals, but the league. And they were like, this makes him special? He just turned on an inside fastball. But that's with the development of Volpe taking the pitches away. So if he's doing that, which he's checked that box, and then we saw it during his slump. You talked about it, how he was getting pitched up and in, and that's where he was getting beat.
Yep.
Now he's getting to that pitch, and he's on a 19-game hit streak.
Mm-hmm.
And literally every stat that Katie Sharp, I was going to say barfed out. That's... Because I was thinking of myself regurgitating them, I guess.
Regurgitating stats, yeah.
All of these are good.
They're all good.
Like, I think even because BBD listed it on our sheet here, 2nd biggest increase in batting average, 4th biggest increase in OBP, 6th biggest increase in OPS. If you had told us before the season that Volpe was going to have those, I was wondering, would we rearrange them? Like, would we have the 2nd highest jump in on base percentage because we care about that a little more? But for his personal development, getting that batting average up, like long term, is the better number.
Yes. The leadoff spot changes it a little, maybe. I don't know. A little tiny bit. What's Volpe been up to lately?
Off day in California. He probably tried to tag along with one of the veteran guys. Like Stanton turned him down. And then Doogie was like, come with me. And
him and Wells probably just like play video games. His month of May is great.
Yeah.
296 batting average, 832 OPS, 352 on base percentage, 24 games. That's really good. His numbers on the year are awesome for like what I want out of him. Like if he stays at 282 batting average, 355 on base, 791 OPS, which is where he's at. If that's his final year numbers, I'd be very excited.
Sometimes the light bulb can go off for players, and it feels like it's partially, if not fully, gone off for Volpe. But I don't know. Like, I go look at Bobby Witt, who he's going to be compared to a lot if they're good shortstops in the American League. Bobby Witt Jr. last year in his second half went off, and he's kind of rolled that into this year. That, you know, Volpe this May is better than April. So, like, I don't know. Again, this could be the progression to why Volpe was the.
What if there's some honesty in an answer from him on like adjusting to the leadoff spot and how pitchers were pitching him and attacking him, or just the mental side of hitting in front of those guys? I'd be interested. Or maybe there's not. He's like, nah, it was something else.
He hasn't reached on an error this month. He had one last month.
Okay,
so I'd like to see that.
All right,
Angels, perfect.
And to answer my question earlier, what would Glaber need to do in the next 4 games to get his numbers good?
Okay.
I took his last 4 games, which was 5 for 14 with a double and a homer and a walk.
Sure.
And added them to the month of May. And they get the month of May to an all right place, 255 batting average, 318 on base percentage, 459 slugging, 777 OPS. But not great. So what I did is I upped him. I gave him 6 hits in the next 4 games, 2 doubles, 1 homer, and 3 walks. Hell of a 4-game stretch.
It's good.
Crazy 4-game stretch. That would get him to 268 batting average, 345 on base, 485 slugging, and 830 OPS. So Glaber, just go crazy the next 4 days. Your month of May will look great, and the confidence that you'll get from that will be phenomenal. That's my advice.
Done.
It's the Angels. They just got swept by the Guardians.
Hey, what was with Boone raising his eyebrow to your Griff Canning pitching tips?
My honest guess is he doesn't want me to like jinx it. He's like,
Right.
here we go again.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good numbers.
It's great numbers.
They're so
Number 1 numbers.
They're so good at attacking the first pitch, like so smart about how they do it, and they all get their A swing off when they do it. That I think that it's definitely scouting. It's definitely either we have a tell on this guy, or hey, this guy's gonna probably like it 60% of the time he throws this pitch and this.
You'd be a good
thing like that.
scout.
Something like that. Thanks. Appreciate it. When the playoffs come, I'm gonna scout. I'm gonna send Boone just reports on reports on reports.
This is not related to anything.
Okay.
But Jason Kipnis had a clip the other day where he was talking about in the minor leagues, they had like a exhibition game, and he messed around with a new stance, and he hit 2 homers, and that became his like lifetime stance, and it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you know, I'd rather look ugly and hit and be a major leaguer. I wonder, should minor league organizations should have like one day a week? Yes.
Yeah.
So guys can run into stuff.
Spirit
like that.
Week.
Just like literally twice a month, be like, try a new pitch.
Yeah.
Because if the light bulb goes off, you're good.
New bats. Try different size bats.
What was that?
Different size bats.
I mean, yes.
Different gloves, different cleats. Remember when Boone, they changed their shoes or something halfway through? They just wear different shoes on the turf than they do at home. Yeah. Stuff like that. Silly.
You have to do a different accessory situation.
Try everything out.
Try everything out. Goodbye. Tell us what you tried. Go Yanks, tell them Grams.
Go Yankees.
Which Grams were you talking about? You talked about one with Boone.
Barbara. My other grandma actually that's alive. My dad's mom. Currently driving. There's no fucking way she should be driving.
Weather Witch.
Oh, she didn't hear that.